Well, new hopeful enters the ring vying to become Georgia's top attorney. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Koussouris explains how candidates are trying to separate themselves from the competition.
Republican Attorney General Chris Carr is running to become the next governor of Georgia, leaving his coveted spot up for grabs. Democrat State Representative and attorney Tanya Miller announced her candidacy, flanked by friends, family, and fellow lawyers, promising to be the people's lawyer.
Not a politician's lawyer, not a political party's lawyer, not the president's lawyer.
Miller says too often the Attorney General's office has focused on Washington politics instead of Georgians in all 159 counties. Lifelong Georgian and Macon attorney Daryl Morton says the race matters because, in his words, most people don't know what the Attorney General's office does.
Because they haven't done anything that's made a difference.
Miller's campaign promises include cracking down on human trafficking, fraud, predatory lenders, and corporate price gouging, especially after natural disasters like Hurricane Helene.
We will remain unbought and unbossed by powerful special interests.
Miller joins a growing field. Former state representative Democrat Bob Trammell announced his candidacy last month and reacted to the news today with a statement welcoming the challenge. That's the democratic process and a sign of a vibrant party and people wanting fundamental change. On the Republican side, state senators Bill Cowsert and Brian Strickland are running. In a statement, Strickland said the Democratic primary will turn into a squabble over who will most obstruct President Trump's conservative agenda. Georgians deserve a law and order Republican leading the Attorney General's office. Miller will face a Democratic primary before the November 2026 election. She plans to visit every county in Georgia, from the mountains to the coast. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Koussouris.